What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, Skins Nation? Once again, welcome to another special edition of Pigskin Facts, History and News. I am your host of hosts, Fred Watson Jr., and today we are going to do a preview of the Redskins Bears game coming up Monday night. So, if you have been watching, thank you. Much love to you. If this is your first time watching, welcome to Pigskin Facts, History, and News. Go on to the bottom and hit that subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications so every time a new video comes up, you'll get to see it. All right. I left you off last time with some questions, and as promised, I will have the answers to those trivia questions. And before we get started, I hope you're having a good week. I'm having a pretty good week myself. I'm optimistic. Our team lost the first two games, but that's all right. The season's still young. Had a couple of tough division games, but we're going to get through it. So, with that said, before we get started, our show is sponsored by Super Cleanse. Super Cleanse Organic Juice. Cleanse 35 vegetables and fruits. So, if you got the cloggies and you need to get uncloggy, try Super Cleanse. It'll clean you out. Bruh, it'll clean you out. So when you've been backed up eating nachos and buffalo wings and all that other good stuff at game time, go on down to Walmart and get you some Super Cleanse because it'll clean you out and you won't have the cloggies. You know what I'm saying? All right. First question. Who were the three first-round draft busts of the 1990s? Who were the three They were Redskin players. Who were the three first-round draft busts? Yes. B-U-S-T-S. Not those busts, but talking about football busts. Who were the three first-round draft busts of the 1990s? Answer. Number one, Heisman Trophy winning Desmond Howard. He was the fourth overall pick for the Redskins in 1992. Quarterback, Heath Shuler, 1994 draft. He was the third overall pick. Quarterback was a bust. He didn't stay in the league not even 5 years. Michael Westbrook, wide receiver, 1995. By the Redskins, he was chosen fourth overall in the first round. Didn't make it either. All were first round bust. Desmond Howard. Yes, you heard me. The Heisman Trophy winning Desmond Howard was a bust. Quarterback Heath Shuler and wide receiver Michael Westbrook. These are just answers to the questions. So guys, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry, but it's the answer to it. All right. Who's the Redskins head coach during the 2002-2003 seasons? Who was the Washington Redskins head coach during the 2002-2003 seasons? Answer. Head coach, or the old ball coach, Steve Spurrier. Steve Spurrier. Number three. What was the nickname of the Redskins' small receivers, Virgil Say, Alvin Garrett, and Charlie Brown? No, I'm not talking about the posse. These guys preceded them. They were before the posse. They were before Art Monk, Gary Clark, and Ricky Sanders. What was the nickname of the Redskins' small receivers, Virgil Say, Alvin Garrett, and Charlie Brown? Answer. They were nicknamed the Smurfs. Yes, like the blue creatures on the cartoon, the Smurfs. Alvin Garrett, Virgil Say, and Charlie Brown. And they were pretty decent receivers. They weren't as good as the posse, but they were decent, and they went to the Super Bowl. They were on the Redskins' very first Super Bowl team back in 1983, 82-83 season. All right. Now we're going to go to our history segment. It's going to be a little shorter today. And in that history segment, there's an interesting fact. Okay, the Redskins won 36 straight football games in the 1980s when at least one of their running backs rushed for 100 yards or more in a game. The fact again, the Redskins won, yes, 36 straight football games in the 1980s when at least one of their running backs ran for 100 or more yards in a game. That streak started in 1981 and it ended in 1987 when they won the Super Bowl against Denver, Super Bowl 26. Yes, the streak began when the Redskins were in their first year of head coach Joe Gibbs' tenure, 1981. And actually, it was the first game that they won because, as many of the old Redskin head fans remember, the old head Redskin fans remember, they started out 0-5 in 1981. And who did they beat? Chicago. And that's where the streak started. They won that game 24-7. John Riggins ran for 126 yards. That went from 1981 all the way to 1987. That streak was broken after that when Timmy Smith ran for 204 yards in the Super Bowl. That was the last time that streak was held before it was broken at 36 games. And that is Redskin history. Now, moving on, before we move on to our shining moment, our Shining Moment segment is brought to you by Spring Valley Melatonin Pills. Are you a Redskin fan? And are you having sleepless nights because your team keeps losing over and over and over, and players keep getting injured over and over and over? Well, there's a solution. Spring Valley Melatonin Pills. You take the pill, it makes you chill, and you... It makes you sleep for real. Spring Valley Melatonin Pills. All right, and now for our shining moment. January 10th, 1988, NFC Divisional Playoff game. The Redskins went to Soldier Field and played Chicago Bears, 65,268 in attendance. It was the second straight year the Redskins played the Bears and showed them the front door. With a clutch performance by quarterback Doug Williams and a stout defense, the Redskins marched into Chicago for a second straight year in the playoffs, and they stunned the Bears at Soldier Field, beating them 21-17. The Bears quickly took the lead on a 2-yard touchdown run and a 14-yard touchdown pass from quarterback Jim McMahon. They led 14-0. The Redskins came right back with a 3-yard touchdown run by Rodgers and an 18-yard TD reception to Clint Didier from quarterback Doug Williams, and the score was tied 14 at halftime. The second half, there wasn't really a lot of scoring, but cornerback, the hero of the game, cornerback Darrell Green, broke the game open with an acrobatic 52-yard punt return for a touchdown that sealed the game for Skins Nation. The Redskins survived the cold extreme temperatures at Soldier Field, and they escaped the monsters of the Midway, defeating the Bears 21-17 to move on to the NFC Championship game. And that is our shining moment, our gem of the day. So, before we go into the injury report of the Bears and the Redskins Monday night, I just want to say a few things. Trent Williams, we love you. We miss you on the field. But we need you, man. It's season time. So my thing is, if you don't come back, you need to be traded. I mean, we just have to do what we have to do to move on as a team. We need you. So come back. We need you. We need you. We desperately need you on that line. We desperately need you on that line. Okay. We're going in against a tough Chicago Bears team. They beat the Denver Broncos last week on a last-second field goal. It was a low-scoring game. And they don't have much offense. As you can see, the first game, they kicked the field goal. Second game, they scored, I believe it was 16 points. But their defense has the it factor. it's scarier than Pennywise the Clown. Their defense has the it factor, and that's a real challenge for us. Our offense isn't bad. It isn't all that great, but it isn't bad either. But we're going against a very stout Chicago Bears defense, and we're gonna have to go into that game without living in Cape Fear. We're gonna have to have our eyes wide open, and we're gonna have to not be stranded on Cape Fear. And we definitely don't want to lose because Skins Nation will be on Cape Fear, 0-3. We don't want to go there. So we got to go into this game eyes wide open, and we got to beat the Bears. We got to beat the Bears. And if we beat the Bears, that'll get the momentum. That'll get the momentum going for us going into Week 4. We have the Giants the following week. So if we can win that game, we'll definitely be like the Rock. We'll definitely be walking tall. So we gotta win that game. So we gotta win this game. If we win this game, we'll be walking tall again as a franchise. Got a W in the column. We can move on, get some momentum going, and win some games. And that's definitely what we need. Okay. The injury report. Chicago Bears. They have 5 starters on the injury report that didn't practice on Thursday. Defensive end Bilal Nichols, who's been ruled out of the game Monday night. He broke his hand in the Bears' win over Denver last Sunday, so he's definitely out. Safety Eddie Jackson is battling a shoulder injury. Not sure if he's playing or not, or if he's questionable or what have you. Right guard, Chicago Bears right guard Kyle Long has a hip issue. Defensive tackle Eddie Goldman is dealing with injured oblique muscle. So he's most likely gonna play Monday night against the Redskins. I guess if your name is Eddie, it's not a good name to have right now because it's a lot of injuries with guys named Eddie, it appears. Tight end Trey Burton. He's been limited in practice as he recovers from a strained groin muscle. So for the next few weeks, he will have reduced workout. So apparently he's out of the game. Redskins injury report, Jonathan Allen. He injured his knee in the first game against the Philadelphia Eagles. And right now they're taking their time and bringing him back from injury slowly. So they don't want to rush things, but we do need Jonathan on that line. He makes a difference. Offensive tackle Morgan Moses has been limited with a knee injury. Not sure if he's going to play or not, so I would say he's questionable. Quarterback Fabian Monroe, who's been dealing with the ankle injury. He might be ready to come back and play Monday night. He's been at practice recently, so it appears that he might be headed back off of the injury list and back on the main roster. So we look forward to having Fabian back. Linebacker Casanova McKenzie. He didn't practice today because of a hip injury. It's questionable. And prior to that, he was on concussion protocol. So he's questionable. Not sure if he's going to play or not. Quarterback Colt McCoy still recovering. He broke his fibula last year in the game against the Philadelphia Eagles. He's still going through recovery. And we hope to have him back. Monte Nicholson's out with a foot injury. Not sure if he practiced or not even sure if he's going to play. So I would have to say questionable / out. Quentin Dunbar, he has a knee injury. He's out. Tight end Jordan Reed, concussion. Still on concussion protocol. Don't know the status yet. Hopefully we can get Jordan back. We need Jordan back. Okay. So, Redskins, Chicago Bears, Monday night. Guys, we're going to have to hit them in the mouth. Booyah! We're going to have to punch the Bears right in the mouth on the offensive line and the defensive line. The Redskins last week, 2 for 9 on third downs. Not good at all. we're gonna have to convert more on third down, and we're definitely gonna have to do better than 2 for 9 on third down, especially against the Chicago Bears. They are ranked number 4 in the NFL in giving up yards, so they have a very stingy defense, short arms and deep pockets. Yes, they have a stingy defense. Who do they have on offense? Mitch Trubisky. Last week, their quarterback, he's not doing all that great this year. Last week against the Denver Broncos, he was 16 out of 27 for 120 yards. That's a 70 QBR quarterback rating. Running back David Montgomery ran the ball 18 times for 62 yards. They also have a dangerous running back in Tariq Cohen. So, even though their offense is not playing very well, we can't overlook this bunch, because if our defense is not controlling the line of scrimmage, it might give that man some hope on the other side for the Bears, and it might give them some confidence, and we do not need that. So right now, our defense, I'm putting on the sunshades. Our defense is on vacation. Guys, we need you to come back. We need you to come back from Hawaii, Maui, Bahamas, St. Thomas, Cancun, wherever the heck you're at. We need you to come back, and we need you to show up Monday night for sure. Okay, matchups: the Redskins offense against the Chicago Bears defense. Like I said, the Bears are currently ranked 4th in the NFL in least yards allowed. Defensive lineman Akeem Hicks on the line with Khalil Mack, Roy Robertson Harris, Leonard Floyd. These guys wreak havoc. They put pressure on the quarterback. They get to the quarterback. They sack the quarterback. Ask Joe Flacco on the Denver Broncos. Ask Aaron Rodgers, who they sacked 5 times the first game of the year when they played Green Bay, even though they lost. These guys up front are dangerous. Linebacker Roquan Smith of the Chicago Bears has the speed and the physicality to be a potential all-pro linebacker. Very fast. Second-year man out of Georgia, University of Georgia. The secondary: Kyle Fuller, Eddie Jackson, Prince Amukamara. These guys feast and they capitalize on opportunities presented to them by the Chicago Bears front 7. They're not that great of a secondary, but they're opportunistic because of what their guys up front do in front of them. So there are some weak points on the Chicago Bears. Ha Clinton Dix. He had, as you remember, a sorry showing in D.C., as we all remember. This is still a good defensive unit, coached by Chuck Pagano. So they plan to pressure early against the Redskins offensive line and try to disrupt. They're going to try to disrupt quarterback Case Keenum, who doesn't handle pressure very well. So he's going to have to get rid of the ball very quick, and our receivers are going to have to get open. They're going to have to create separation and get off on the bricks. They're going to have to create separation, and our offensive line is going to have to hold up that stout defensive front to give our quarterback time to throw the ball. Also, we're going to have to somehow be able to open up running lanes on our offensive line to run. And this is a very stout defense, and it's going to be very difficult. So they're just going to have to come up with a master game plan. Coach Callahan, they're going to have to come up with something against this defense, because if they don't, and they don't control the line of scrimmage on the offensive side of the ball, it's going to be a long night for the Redskins. Okay, the Redskins. So the Bears, they're going to put forth the effort to make it difficult. And the Redskin receivers, Scary Terry McLaurin, Trey Quinn, Paul Richardson, these guys, Vernon Davis, these guys are going to have to find separation to create first downs, and that'll make for big plays down the field, because the Bears are going to make it difficult. Okay, Redskins defense against the Bears offense. If there's one area where the Washington Redskins might be able to gain a competitive advantage is right here, because the Bears offense is not very good starting out this year in the first two games. Quarterback Mitch Trubisky has regressed, it looks like, from last year. So far, it's only been two games, but he doesn't look very good. The Bears are third to last in the NFL in yards per game with just 263.5 yards per game, and they're only averaging 9.5 points per game the first 2 weeks. So that's good news for us. But we're going to have to fix that back end of the defense, and we're going to have to put the clamps on big, long plays down the field. We can't give up anymore. They're going to have to clamp down on it, and we're going to have to fix our defensive line. We're going to have to create more pressure. Coach Minuski, he's just going to have to I said that last week. He's just going to have to come up with a different game plan, because just rushing forward and putting everybody else back, it hasn't been working. Bro, you're going to have to stack the box. You're going to have to bring everybody and their grandmama and their cousin's uncle's sister. Mom's is my sister. You're going to have to bring all of them to rush the quarterback. And if we could put some pressure, some legitimate pressure on quarterback Mitch Trubisky, then it'll be a good night for us. But the Bears, they have a top 10 unit on their offensive line. So Bobby Massey, Kyle Long, who's injured, James Daniels, Cody Whitehair, Charles Leno, they're going to put up a fight against the Redskins defensive line. These guys up front for the Bears are not bad. They're not shabby. They do give their quarterback time to throw. He just hasn't thrown it that good. And that's what we're hoping for Monday night. So Allen Robinson is a receiving threat for the Chicago Bears. Running backs, David Montgomery and Tariq Cohen, they're talented. They're speedy. They're fast. If there's holes created, we got to be careful, because they can run. So we're going to have to close the gaps on the defensive line, and we're going to have to put pressure on their quarterback, Mitch Trubisky, and we're going to have to stuff their running game. And if we can do that, then maybe we can cover these guys, their receivers, and keep them pinned down while our defensive front puts pressure on their quarterback and chases him and puts him in uncomfortable situations. So as for the Skins defense, getting Jonathan Allen back will be a big, big boost. And if they can fix their problems in the secondary and get pressure from their front four, it will be a long night for Trubisky and company, or vice versa if the Redskins don't do their job. So with that said, my prediction, a very close prediction this week, in a very low-scoring game, and I'm going to pick my Redskins to pull it out 13-12 over the Chicago Bears. Final score 13-12, my prediction, as I believe my Redskins will squeak out a victory some kind of way, somehow, some way. But there won't be a lot of touchdowns in this game, that's for sure. So it's probably going to come down to a last-second field goal, or a final drive of the game, or a late turnover or something. So with that said, my friends, that's going to end this week's edition of Pigskin Facts, History, and News. Enjoy the weekend coming up, because I know I am. Enjoy the game Monday, and I will see you Monday evening on the aftermath. No, I will see you Tuesday on the aftermath of the Bears and the Redskins. And to all my subscribers out there, keep watching and tell other people about Skins Nation that are Skins fans about my channel. Tell them to hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell for notifications for new videos. And if you're new, hit that subscribe button. Spread the word. If you have any comments or anything you want to place at the bottom, feel free. And I'd love to hear from you. Love you, Skins Nation. And I will see you Tuesday evening.